Welcome back to Buzzard on Guitar and another lesson. Today I'm keeping the Manchester theme going with the Happy Mondays and God's Cop. A really great dancey, groovy Mondays tune, what they were famous for really. Short and sweet though, because as guitar parts go, there's not a massive amount going on. Some really inventive playing, but kind of repetitive in its delivery. What you do need is one of them. Slide. So yeah, of course, it's got that iconic slide sound that you hear. Just a couple of things I wanted to tell you about when you're playing with the slide. Try and keep your finger, your trailing finger, your first finger, just kind of loosely resting on the strings. Obviously behind the kind of fret you're playing at, of course. And that'll serve just to keep almost like a dampening effect on the strings, to keep it sounding quite clean. We also try to fret over the right over the fret. Of course, when you're playing with your finger and your fingers, you press behind the fret, but what we want to do here is we want to be directly over it if we can. I've tabbed it out, you lucky people, so you can see what's going on with ease. So yeah, you're sliding up to sort of fret 10 to fret 13. Chord wise, I mean, it's kind of quite, it's kind of almost like a D minor-ish to an F minor-ish, progression. And then, so yeah, that's the slide part. I've done two verses, should I say, two kind of verse parts. There's the intro and then there's an alternate part with the slide, the alternate verse part. I'll just go on about very briefly in a minute. When you've slid up to 13, of course, then the tricky thing here is you've got to then drop into using your fingers. And that's on the tab there. The chorus is very straightforward, D to G, just D to G, kind of just sits with that bass line groove. It doesn't really it's not an obvious progression over that bass line. And I've listened to the song and live versions. There's a few good live versions of this song on YouTube, but for me, the bass groove continues. It's a classic kind of dancey feel. So you've got the groove just constantly going on, but the guitar kind of plays harmonically. It's kind of out of the. It's not obvious chords anyway. Let's put it that way. So yeah, very straightforward on the chorus, and then of course I've put an alternate verse part in where you start sliding from the 13th fret down to 10, and then the single notes that you're playing there. So a great track from a great album, from a great band, keeping it Manchester. So have fun with that, and I'll see you soon.